Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to write a code with the help of implementing multiple inheritance. In that I will teach you how to print roll number of a student, mark obtained and total score of student by using multiple inheritance. Now let's start. Here I created my package name, that is package test. After that I declared my class name, that is class student. Here int roll number, it declares an integer variable roll number to store the student roll number. Void get data int n. It begins the get number method which takes an integer n as a parameter. Here roll number n, it assigns the value of n to the roll number field. Void put number, it begins the put number method which prints the roll number. And system.out.print roll no plus roll number. It prints the roll number followed by the value of roll number. Now here class text extend student. It begins the definition of the text class which inherits from student. Here float part 1 and part 2. It declares two float variable, that is part 1 and part 2, to store a marks. Here void get marks float m1 and float m2. It begins the getMark method which takes two float parameter m1 and m2. Here part 1 is equal to m1. It assigns the value of m to part 1, and same as part 1, part 2 is equal to m2. It assigns the value of m2 to part 2. Void put marks. It begins the put marks method which prints the marks. Here system.out.print system.out.println roll number, sorry, system.out.println marks obtained. It prints the marks obtained. And system.out.print part 1 is equal to plus part 1. It prints the print 1 followed by the value of part 1. System.out.println part 2 is equal to plus part 2. It prints the part 2 followed by the value of part 2. Interface sports. It begins the definition of the sports interface. Float sport WT equal to 6.0. It declares a float constant sport WT with a value of 6. Here put WT equal means it declares a float constant, it declares an abstract method put WT that must be implemented by any class that implements this interface. Here class result extend text implement sports. It begins the definition of the result class which inherits from the next and implements the sports. And float total. It declares a float variable total to store the total score. And this override, as the rate override, it indicates that the following method overrides a method declares is an interface. Here public void put WT, it implements the put WT method from the sports interface. Here system.out.println sports WT is equal to plus WT. It prints the sports WT followed by the value of sport WT. Void display. It begins the display method which prints all the information. Total is equal to part 1 plus part 2 plus sport B. It calculates the total score by adding part 1, part 2 and sports WT. Put number. It calls the put number method to print the roll number. Put marks. It calls the put marks method to print the marks. Put WT. It calls the put W2 method to print the sports weight. System.out.println total score is equal to total. It prints the total score followed by the total score. Here public class hybrid. It begins the definition of the hybrid class which defines the main method. Here I used here in my in my main method I use public static void main string result student 1 is equal to new result. It creates an instance of result called student 1. Student 1 dot get number 1234. It calls the get number method on the student 1 to set the roll number to 1234. Student 1 dot get marks 2.5f 3.0f. It calls the getMark method on student 1 to set the marks to 22.5 and 33.0. Student 1 dot display. It calls the display method on student 1 to print the all information. Now let's run the program and see. See here roll number is equal to 1234, marks obtained part 1 to 22.5, part 2 is equal to 33.0, sports weight is equal to 6.0. The total score is 61.5. If you will calculate sports 1 sports WT part 1 part 2, you will get the value of 61.5. Thank you guys, thank you for watching my video.